Simon Miller, Bored A-hole here, and you're like, Simon, what the hell are you doing? Which is a very, very fair question. But I'm so very luckily and very humbly busy at the moment. I spend all my time in my car, all of it, hence this weird camera angle. This is the best I can do because this is the setup I obviously use to use my sat-nav on my phone. I'm not changing it, I'm not doing anything dangerous. That way, if I just talk, it's like I'm on the phone or something like that. But yeah, I'm in my car so much, and we haven't made enough content as of late, because I always had the crazy house move, then I was out in America, when I got back from America, I moved house again, and now this weekend, again very lucky to be super busy, in the sense that yesterday I had Pro Wrestling East, which is the first time I did a proper comedy match, which was wonderful, not gonna lie. Definitely gonna make sure I get that on the channel as much as possible. Had a dance off, so somewhere Jim Cornette will be Superman. But it was, honestly, it's such a good group of guys, and the promotion in general is just so much fun. And now I'm currently driving to Progress for chapter 139, I believe. I can't remember the name of it, where warriors play. I don't know. I got to sit down and study my notes. This is how behind I am. I like to be more prepared. But because I spent so much time in my car, I was like, well, screw it. I'm just going to start filming videos and ranting and raving. I'll be honest with you, I do this a lot, not record videos, but I practice promos. You know, I practice monologues I may have to be learning, scripts, etc. for acting. So I thought, well, if I'm doing that anyway, just get the weird camera angle as it is, and we can just have a chat. And one of the things, don't get me wrong, this is not going to be the regular content like this. This is just, I desperately want to get back into daily uploads, and my backlog of work at the moment, again, very happy, very appreciative that I have this. My backlog of work is so much that it's going to take me a while to actually get back into proper videos, especially because I have just moved house. And I'm currently setting up a new studio, which again, really cool, really exciting, but it's going to take a while. But I had a message on Instagram. I won't say the person's name. I don't like to say the person's name unless they, outwardly say, Simon, you can shout me out. But they said, Simon, when you wrestle, when you do your acting or hosting, whatever it may be, do you get nervous? Do you get scared? Do you get anxious? And I was like, yes, yeah, of course I do. And the way that they phrased it made me think, and I'm sure this is the same for many people on both sides, scared, nervous, anxious, apprehensive, whatever the word may be. Maybe not apprehensive, because that usually means you're worried about something, but we'll go with nerves. I think nervous is the best word. People know what that means. The nerves that you get before doing anything that may require public speaking or something that takes you out of your comfort zone, as far as I'm concerned, is a privileged position to be in, because it usually means that you're doing something, not that everybody is going to think is badass, but that you think is badass, and that's probably why you're nervous, because you care. And I don't think there's any shame in it. Again, the way it was worded made it sound like, do you think this is a problem? Do you think this is something that we should, be working on? And of course, you never want your nerves to get the better of you, so you do want to work on that. That absolutely pertains to my wrestling career quite well. My first couple of years or so, I would get so nervous that it was probably... I was so worried about screwing up, I probably took it too far, and I probably crossed the line. Not crossed the line, it doesn't matter, but I think it was so nervous it took away from the enjoyment. And you always have to make sure you're enjoying it. But, you've heard this saying 1,000 times, I'm sure. If you're not nervous, probably it means you need to stop doing whatever you're doing, or kind of have a sit down with yourself and figure out what's happened, because... we have emotions and we have feelings for a reason. I've always said that about tears, much to the eye roll of the general public, which is fair. But we do have tears for a reason, and that's why there should be no shame in crying in public or crying at a movie, or whatever it may be. You should be allowed to cry, and if somebody does look at you and go, oh, what a loser, well, actually, it's them that's the fool, because you're just being a human being, Why wouldn't you want to, shed some tears if that's what your body is telling you to do? And as I'm sure you know as well, after you've gone through a traumatic event or something that's really upset you, sometimes a good old cry can make you feel better. Once again, your brain and your body are coming together to tell you what to do. So I'm not embarrassed to say that I get nervous. I'll be nervous before Progress today. I was nervous before the match yesterday, even though it was a relatively small show and we knew we were doing dumb stuff. And you can't really screw up dumb stuff. Just it's dumb stuff. It'll probably be funnier in some sense. But I always think you want to be able to, or at least if you want to, of course, try to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, because I truly believe that when you are in an uncomfortable situation, not only is that where you grow as a human being, but it's where opportunity usually lurks. I don't know why it works that way. Probably because you are taking a risk and you are putting yourself out there, and usually you get kind of this back and forth when you do that. But no, I will tell everybody. I wear that nerves with a badge of pride. Like when I first started, I think the most nervous I've been in the last, say, 6-8 months was when I went to my first acting school, which was late last year, I can't remember now, or acting course, I should say. Honestly, I felt like a 12-year-old, and I went into that room. It was a bit like a school classroom too, so that certainly didn't help. But it was hilarious. And my whole time the brain was like, what are you doing, Simon? What are you doing, Simon? Abort. But I was like, this is great. I wasn't thinking about anything else. I was completely dialed in. I was living in the moment, as people say. What's his name? Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. It's a good book. You should read it. But it was so intimidating, I suppose, that it made me want to do more. So I did the beginner's course, then I did the advanced course, then I did the weekly course, and now of course I'm training the Identity School of Acting. And I think sometimes it's good to sort of take stock of where you are, and I don't do that enough. For me it's always what's next. But if I had gone to that first acting course and I hadn't have felt that way, I don't think I would have pursued it in the way that I had done, because it made me, at least the worst thing I'm ever going to say, somebody should shoot me out of a cannon. If one of these cars just wants to smash into me now, like Mario Kart, I'll waive off all expenditure, because it will all be on me. But that weird cut is because I totally lost my train of thought. I was so worried about a car crashing into me. I was like, what was I talking about? But the point is, without that feeling, I don't think I would have pursued it in the way that I did. And I hope that there will be more situations like that, because you never want to rest on your laurels. There's also nothing wrong with resting on your laurels, though. Some people are perfectly content with what they have, and I think that's awesome. I'm not saying that you have to strive after this feeling. I'm not saying that it's a necessity in some people's life, but I know that I do touch to some individuals who say, like, I kind of feel like I'm missing something, or I feel like I should be doing this or should be doing that. So just go and do it. Like, everyone says that to me. One of my favourite things that people say to me that really sort of makes me feel good, I suppose, I don't know, is when I post a music video, I post an acting clip, or I post a wrestling clip, or I post a gym clip, and people are like, Simon, how do you do all of this stuff? And it's like, well, you just do it. Like, there is no hurdle, there is no barrier, there is not. You are in control of you, and of course you have life requirements and admin requirements and other people that you have to ensure you fit into your life. But ultimately, if you want to go and learn how to be a scuba diver tomorrow, all you got to do is go on Google, find a scuba diving course, and you can go be a scuba diver, right? I understand that finances come into it as play as well. I'm not saying that there's not some maths you have to do. Of course there is. But in terms of, picking up your bags, walking out the door, and getting to where you need to go, you just do it. And that's always been my train of thoughts. When I wanted to be a wrestler, I thought, I'll just go and do it. And whatever will be, will be. If I fall on my ass, that's okay. I won't regret it. It was the same with the band. I was inspired by Metallica. I think I saw them in 2006 or whatever it was. So I was like, I'm going to start a band. So the next day I did. I posted, and I was at an office at the time, Imagine Publishing. I worked there. They had an internal forum. I just posted, look, I want to start a metal band. Anyone wants to be in it? And I found a couple of dudes, and we went from there. And what else have I done? So the acting, during the pandemic, I was like, I think I want to try acting. Because of course there was nothing else going on, and I did it. And the gym's different. The gym is far less, well, it's intimidating when you go for the first time, but it's just you in a room, basically. But that's what I tell everyone. I'm like, just go and do these things. Listen to Nike, right? Listen to their saying, just do it. Just go and do it. It doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It doesn't mean it's going to change your life. It doesn't mean you're going to become a Hollywood actor or a WWE superstar or an AEW wrestler, whatever it may be. But it just, you will find the answers. At least that's the way I've lived my life. And no, I don't think you need to live your life that way as well. I think there is no right or wrong in this world. And I think sometimes people push that far too much. I'm sick and tired of all this, I get up at 3 a.m. Why haven't you got up at 3 a.m.? Well, I don't get up at 3 a.m. because I think that's ridiculous. And if you want to get up at 9 a.m. and eat some leftover pizza from last night and then play Halo all day, good for you, man. Rock on. I massively respect you as long as you're happy and as long as you're not putting yourself in financial straits. But and I always think I do. I think it comes from nerves, and I think it comes from that also. I think it's an awesome feeling. I truly do. Like, I had that match in for Mission Pro Wrestling, as you saw the vlog earlier in the week, and that was great. And I remember being behind that curtain, and I was terrified. I think I tweeted about it, right, or Instagrammed it. I was terrified because I was like, well, what if they don't know who I am? No, it wasn't even that. I didn't think they could. I said, they're not going to know who I am. Now, what if they don't know who I am? I don't even get that far. I'm like, they're not going to know who I am. I'm going to be out there. And I honestly said to myself, as long as 2 people slap their head or give me an up or say why, I'll be happy. And I had to pop out to my car at one point to get something in my wrestling gear. This is the true nature of indie wrestling. And I saw 2 people walk into the venue and they shouted, "Simon, give me an up." And I was like, right, there's my 2 people. And the fact that I got a very nice reaction, I mean, it really did. It made my day. It made my week, to be honest. It probably made my month and my year. I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been riding that adrenaline wave, which has been good with all this driving. So apologies for, I think the most important part of this video is the part I've forgotten. But don't worry about that. Live your life the way you want to live your life, and do not be scared of the scaredness. That's the punchline we're going to do this time. Do not be scared of the scaredness. Within the scaredness lies answers. And what's the worst that can happen? You fall on your ass, it's not a problem. Everybody falls on their ass. You can either learn from it or try again, or you can go into your notepad of life and you can cross it off and be like, you know what, I tried that. And then when you're a 70, 80, 90-year-old man or woman or whatever, I'm about to say child, not Benjamin Button, you'll never regret it. And you won't regret it because you know you did everything. Well, you tried it. Like when I was in my band, I wanted to be Metallica #2. That's what I wanted to be. And we did some cool stuff. We played some cool gigs. We supported some cool bands. But I never got to the heights that I wanted it to, because I wanted to be a full-time musician. And so sometimes I look back with a little bit of sadness. So I'm like, oh, wouldn't that have been cool? But there's no regret there, because I know that I couldn't have done any more. Every working hour outside of my job was, I should say every hour, not working hour, every hour I had outside of my job was dedicated to that band. So it's like, okay, well, that just wasn't meant to be for one reason or another. Maybe we just weren't good enough. You know what? That's just one of those things. Or maybe it just wasn't what the industry wanted, blah, blah, boring. But that's always been, I don't know, I can't explain it, because somebody may now say, well, Simon, you know, where did that come from? I don't know. It always was. I think I had an epiphany sort of in my 20s, whatever it may be, when I was like, well, if you want to do something, you can just go and do it. And even my girlfriend says that to me. She'll say like, oh, I want to go and do this, and I'll just book it. And she's flabbergasted every time, because I think half the time she doesn't actually mean it. She just thinks it'd be a fun idea. But I'm like, well, if you want to go do something, if we don't book it, we're never going to do it. So yeah, do not be scared of the scaredness. Go and have fun, man. Go and enjoy it. Because even if you do drop the ball and somebody takes the mick out of you, flub that guy, they're probably not doing it at all. They're probably not happy. Like, I've never seen anybody go after something they care about, or a dream, if you want to call it that, and laughed at them or thought less of them if they didn't make it. Not at all. I'm like, holy crap, man, isn't it cool that that person tried to do it, and they did it with the gusto that they did. So that's my advice for you today. Again, if you have been kind enough to watch the most, I mean, it's not great visually, is it? It's pretty dull. But if you have hung around, I really do appreciate you. You know the deal. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell, ding ding, notification squad. There may not be a video on the screen, so just go to the channel and click another one. There definitely won't be Gorilla Mind stuff on the screen, but there will be in the description below. It's just GorillaMind.com/Simon. Just go to Simon, get 10% off. Again, I want to be transparent as possible, because somebody tweeted me about this the other day. Yeah, I get a little bit of money off every sale, because Derek, more plates, more dates, is very good to me, and all of his affiliates. But I also believe in the brand. I want to make that very clear. I believe in the brand. And the reason he got me on board is because I was ranting and raving about it anyway on my own channel after I decided to get some. And you don't have to believe me, and you don't have to get it. As always, supplements are only going to help you a little bit, but I think that little bit is awesome. But I just wanted to make that clear. But you do help me, but I don't want you to think I'm trying to show you something you don't need. I use this stuff though. I use the nitric every now and then. I use the caffeine one, but I'm not a big fan of caffeine. I use the Gorilla Mode AR. I think that's good pre-workout. Gives me just a little bit of a kick too. I use the Rollerocene. Can't pronounce it when I do fasted cardio. And I use his EAAs because they're super nice. And I use his, I can't remember what it's called now. There's a water product. It fills your muscles with water. I take it before wrestling. If you're a wrestler watching, you should get some. It doesn't help because I haven't explained what it is, but it's really good. If you ever think, oh man, Miller, it's all pump and it's all eyes, don't worry about it. Otherwise, Instagram and Twitter, Simon316. Definitely send me your thoughts, man. I really enjoy talking about this stuff, so please do it. No merchandise for the time being, because I'm still moving house. They're in boxes in a shed. I need to go and figure that out. But I am on Cameo if you want to shout out. Sorry for all the cameos I missed. Of course, the deadline was on the Friday when I was shifting a bunch of boxes, and I was just so stressed, but it's my bad. Otherwise, I appreciate you sticking with me through all this time. Regular service will return soon, but hopefully these kind of videos give you a bit more of a personal look into my life, should you want that. I don't know if you do. Who knows? But you've got it now. You take care. See you soon.